Hello captains, this is Kent again and welcome to the flight show. So this is a little bit different from what I normally put up, but I really had an epiphany that I really wanted to post because there could be some people out there who have been suffering from one of the same problems that I've had for the longest. So as you know, the title of this is Blurry Texture Ground Textures and Missing Autogen. So I've been having this problem for months now. Ever since I, upgraded to Prepar3D version 4, this has been a plaguing problem. And I was beginning to think that this was an issue with, Orbx scenery. And, I was like, when are they going to do a fix for this? Because I see I'm not the only one who has the problem, but it's consistent. And I'm thinking, is it an Orbx thing with prepared? Is it a prepared thing? Okay. So this is a very rare day that I had today. I had all day to just focus on tweaks and optimizing my system to have better frame rates. And it's been an incredible day. Some parts that were frustrating, some parts that were just real triumphs. But in the midst of all of this, I kept noticing that my textures for the ground were, if I flew in an area like Chicago or Southern California where there's all these houses and shrubs and, Autogen trees and Autogen houses, if you fly far enough, they disappear and then the ground becomes very fuzzy. And it just drove me out of my mind. Now, this might be common knowledge to many of you. And if it is, you got what you pay for. Nothing. But I found out what the problem is. And the root of the problem stemmed from going way back to not prepared, but Flight Simulator 10. Because there was a tweak that was given for Flight Simulator 10 that really helped him boost performance. But when you use it in prepared, I've watched many an experienced flight simmer who has a flight sim channel, and they are swearing by this tweak. But for whatever reason, maybe they didn't have the problem, or maybe they didn't know. I'm not pointing fingers, and I'm not, berating anyone. But what I found out today was this popular tweak that is in Flight Simulator and in Prepared was causing these blurry textures after you flew a distance away from where you started, or the loss of your Autogen scenery some distance away from where you took off. And why you would do a long haul or a flight and you're coming into an airport and there's no scenery around it, or it loads very, very late. And it has to do with the tweak Infinity Mask. Now, the Infinity Mask tweak is a tweak that allows the computer to know which cores are you going to use in your flight simulator to do your rendering and what have you. There are several people who have done some really good videos explaining it. My computer has a little bit of a freeze, but never mind that. It's going to come out of it in just a second. I'll just keep talking while it's loading its textures. There we go. We're back. So they do some wonderful explanation of how it works. You can use a calculator to help calculate, which cores you're going to use, so on and so forth. Not knocking it. Not at all. But what I've actually found out, and this came from a tip from one of the programmers at FS Dream Team who took on this issue of why these textures were disappearing, because it was on one of their forums. So I was reading in, and it turns out that Infinity Mask is causing those blurries and your textures to not load. Now, I took off a few minutes ago from San Diego, K-San, and I'm flying towards LAX in a single engine aircraft. I'm at 2,500 feet. And even though there's that little dark spot over there, which is a completely different issue that I have yet to understand, I'll address that next. I do not have blurry textures on the ground. By now I would have flown out of my field of detail and everything would have been looking crazy. But I have now gone this whole distance in Southern California. Now let me tell you what I'm running here, because it's a lot. It's Orbx Global. It's Land Class North America and Land Class Southern California. And what you will see in just a moment is I even got, LAX, Dream Team's LAX airport, rock in there. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here. And in this time, as you can see with your own eyes, my textures are not gone. This is the first time I've seen anything like this in months. And I'm just flabbergasted. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who swear by certain tweaks. And if those tweaks work for them, that's great. But I know from reading the message boards that there were so many people that were clueless as to why the ground textures were blurry and why their Autogen scenery was disappearing in the middle of a flight. And after I saw this tweak, I was compelled to go ahead and make a post for everyone to see. If you are missing textures, like literally Autogen scenery and it's just flat land, and the ground textures are blurry, even though you got your graphics setting up, now you can also reload your graphics, by going to graphics and maybe change the setting and then reloading it, and there it is. But then you'll fly out of that perimeter of, detailed graphics as well. But if you had that problem and you were running Prepar3D version 4, I dare say even 3. I don't even remember if I had that problem or not. I haven't looked back after I moved to 4. But what I can say, that's updating again, so don't mind that. But what I can definitively say is when I took the Infinity Mask tweak out of my config file, I no longer have missing scenery. So I want to put that out there. Give it a try. If it doesn't work, put it back. Do your thing. But I got a funny feeling you're going to be like, oh, and things are going to be great. Now, there's some other tweaks that I came across that, I was working on getting the frame rates up. Oh my gosh, there are things just going crazy in terms of good things, I mean. But that's another post. But for this, again, if you're getting the blurries, and the missing Autogen, take out, and you're running Prepar3D4, take out the Infinity Mask and see what mileage you get out of that. I would only post this if I tried it myself, and I'm here to tell you, I have no regrets. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to the Flight Show. Wanted to get that out ASAP. Leave a comment and let me know if it worked or if I'm just full of it. Whatever, I'd be interested to get your feedback. By the way, please like and subscribe to the channel. And for all of you that have been saying these wonderful comments about how you love this channel, I cannot even begin to tell you how much I appreciate it. And I will continue to bring you, quality content, because this is a genre that we all love. It's a niche. Am I saying that right? Niche? I don't know. It's a niche, and I love it. And I love everybody that's in it. So you all have a good evening, and I will see you in the virtual skies.